MTV, it was an idea which was it should have come 15 years earlier. I mean, it's just such a simple and wonderful idea, but to finally have a destination for all the music videos. And then, of course, everybody took advantage of MTV in the best way and got more budgets, and was the Madonna video better than Duran Duran video, and all that stuff like that. And it was a wonderful time to be involved in video. I wasn't so much anymore. I did my Rolling Stones ones, Start Me Up and Waiting on a Friend. Those were the first Stones ones, which are on MTV. And I remember Mick being very conscious of this was the MTV generation, and we wanted to make it as contemporary as possible. In other words, when we were doing Start Me Up, they didn't hold a microphone. They sort of mimed again, so it gave them more freedom to perform. And when we did Waiting on a Friend, we shot it outside in the streets of New York, with the Stones out in the streets of New York. So that was the 80s and the 90s. And now, of course, Justin Bieber became a worldwide star because his mother posted a video on YouTube or something like that. So the rules which were in place when we all started 40 years ago, as rules are meant to be, they've just been broken again and again and again because something has taken their place. Because there's the first places which showed videos, they're not there anymore. MTV has been taken over by YouTube. And it's not going to stop, I don't think. I mean, soon there'll probably be a chip implanted in your brain which you can have videos sent in, you know? Or you can maybe imagine your own video. Well, I'm going to say another remark first. I never went to film school either. I started as working in the theater as an actor, and then I directed in the theater when I was very young. A great director was my best friend, Peter Bogdanovich, and we had a summer stock theater together, and we directed in the theater. Then I worked as a floor manager in Irish television before I started directing, which was, you know, trying to organize the studio floor, dealing with stagehands, cameras, the sets, stuff like that. That taught me as much as any film school, which is partly to do with being a director, is dealing with people and how to get the best out of people. But going back to music videos or any form of production on tape or digital of a song, is the song and the musicians. My videos are good because I had good ideas, but I also, you know, if you're working with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and the Who, Paul Simon, Neil Young, Elton John, you know, you have to make a lot of mistakes for it not to be good. So I think it really is who you work with, what the song is, and then whatever idea you have for the song, and also not to be too influenced by fashion, because every generation produces directors or performers who sometimes are copying what's going on, and it makes them successful for a while, but it may not last. And so therefore I think the thing is to find your own way, and good luck. After we shot Child of the Moon, the Rolling Stones' second video, that I was driving back in a van with Ian Stewart and Charlie Watts, the Rolling Stones drummer. Charlie was talking about jazz. And I said, "You like jazz?" "Yeah." I said, "Well, how do you like being in a rock and roll band?" And he said, "Well, it's a living." But I said, "What would you rather do?" And he said, "I'd rather be playing brushes in a jazz combo." So of all my memories, you've got this greatest rock and roll drummer. He's been the glue of the Rolling Stones. And he's been playing, and Piotr Metz saw them the other day in London. And he plays 3-hour sets still, but he'd rather be playing brushes. He'd rather be a jazz guy. But that's a memory, just a memory of a personal thing. And that's not a memory anyone else is going to tell you, so I'll tell you that one about Charlie. In my memory bank, this is this kind of maverick answer to your question, is there's the Robert Capa images from World War II, the soldier being shot in Ethiopia. There's liberation of the camps. There's all sorts of images which have been captured, and you remember them because they're still. The difference with video is, since it's a moving image, how do you have the essence as the image keeps moving as you do with a still? So that's a tricky thing. But also, if when you're doing a video, you have two choices, I suppose. One is to show the person singing it or dancing it, or to show another image which relates or makes the audience see the song in a different way. And that's sort of going back to what a still can be like, is that it's what goes into the audience's memory bank. What kind of image goes into the memory bank? And I mean, like, I remember, images from moving pictures, but my brain is more loaded with single images. Because I paint too, and so that's more of a single image, that you're painting something as opposed to a moving image. So I think I'm stuck in the past, not because I've been doing rock and roll videos for 40 years, but because of the kind of brain I have.